Hi guys, it's me Sundus and check out my red nails. But this is not about that. I spent the better part of last night and early this morning in hospital emergency rooms. Um, it was because somebody very close to me was, she was having a really low heart rate, and it was kind of scary. I'll be dead honest. So the first one we went to was Ziauddin Clifton, and we've always had really great experiences with them. They know exactly what they're doing. They're the quickest to find the vein for my blood tests. Fantastic experience all the time. But this time round, so we took her in on a wheelchair and great assistance, and then we get to the emergency, and we get in, and we notice that it's crowded. It's really crowded. There is a young woman there on a stretcher, and she is clearly fighting for her life. It was not pleasant, and she's waiting, and the lady with her is asking for help. It's like, can a doctor please come and see her? But there's just, this doctor's walking past. My sister is asking people, anyone dressed in scrubs, for some kind of assistance. But they're like, one guy said to her, "Oh, I'm off duty, so I can't help you." And it was a bit strange. And then the security guard comes to us and says, "Well, जगह नहीं है, emergency में और beds नहीं है." And that's understandable. I get that. It can happen. Systems get overwhelmed. But shouldn't there be a better system, a better way of dealing with it? If any folks from Ziauddin are listening, they had me wheelchair the person out into the hallway where there was no air conditioning. It was hot. It was disorienting for someone whose heart rate was dropping. When we got to the next hospital, her heart rate was like 40, which is not good at all. And so we were confused. We tried to ask a few doctors, but there was just like this nonchalant attitude. And I'm in a way, I guess I'm lucky that the person that I was attending to was not fighting for her life in that sense, but that young woman was, and she was not getting the kind of attention that she needed. And neither was there a sign in the way that Khan had put up recently on social media. I saw that we're overwhelmed, emergency rooms are full. So before you sort of like get into the emergency room, somebody should tell you, ideally somebody at the gate, somebody right at the door of the emergency. Because getting in and out of Ziauddin's emergency is also like, it's a trek, right? And, and we had to use the valet, and then getting out of the hospital, we had to wait for quite a long time for the valet to come. It was hot, it was disorienting, it was unpleasant. Our next option was then to go for AKU Clifton, and we should have just gone there, Pele. They were kind, they were attentive, they were just all things good, and we stayed there for a good 4 hours. The staff was kind, not just to my mother but to us as well. They little things like getting us water, getting us chairs to sit on. They were also overwhelmed, by the way. And they were gently sort of telling people, it's like, the wait time is going to be long. And the first thing I noticed something in the ER room was it was this chart that was put up, and it was like a emergency priority chart, and it depended on like how urgent your problem was, and that's how soon or later you would be attended to, which I found quite useful. I'd never sort of thought of that before. We have to do follow-ups, but honestly, I was really, really happy with the way AKU dealt with the emergency situation, how kind they were, how courteous they were, and how sort of on it they were, trying different things. Okay, this is not working, that's not working. Let me call up someone at AKU main campus and get an opinion from them, and just all round really lovely to work with, particularly when you're tense and you're upset. And so that was my night at the ER. But just something to think about. ERs are running full in the city of Karachi. The gentleman who was dealing with us said that Liaquat, AKU, Ziauddin were all running full, and most of the people coming in had heat-related illnesses, stomach disorders. So yeah, be careful out there. Be careful, hydrate, look after yourself, monitor the signs. Ziauddin Hospital, if you could put a sign out saying whether you can take people in emergency or not, but for God's sake, don't waste their time. Don't waste critical minutes that could be the difference between life and death. Don't do that. Thank you, Khan, particularly Dr. Yusuf Habib, who attended to us, and Musa, the lovely medical technician who was just there for us the whole time. I hope we don't have to go to the hospital too many times. Not me, not you, not any of us. But big shout out to the hospital staff that puts up with everything and anything. And thank you, AKU, Ziauddin. Maybe do a little bit better. Thanks.